水啲人講乜啊 ？Go through 嘅上買，你知嘛 ？Rose，你咪走。Yeah, good afternoon, everyone in Sibu. I think today Sibu division. Why I'm doing live is because Sibu division is the first day we have this CMCO. I want to say CMCO again with special restriction. Used to be starting 16th of this what you call April. It was extended to it was originally in the 7 red zone in Sibu, but because of changing conditions, it was extended all towards the whole of Sibu division. That means in Sibu division, I want to explain that it is just not just in Sibu and SRDC, SMC and SRDC. It is also in Selangor and Kanawik. So that is why I thought it is a good chance for me to talk to you, because I know a lot of people have been sending questions, not just to me, but to also to our deputy chairman. Thank you, Tong Haji. Even during your Wasa time, you also working very hard. And then our councillor Joseph, and then our councillor Donna. And I want to welcome the only reporter, Xu Lufang from Xinqiu, who is joining us this afternoon. Now,
Thank you.
one thing is this. Yesterday, we had a meeting with the SDDMC, which I am now actively involved in the SDDMC in Sibu for the first time, to talk about essential service and what they are. So yesterday, the reporters were all there to report what are the essential service in Sibu. This morning, I have sent out the English version so that at least there is no all the yes. I have sent out all the this I have posted on my Facebook. So if you are not sure about them, please go through them. Okay. Now, give me my phone. Okay, give me my phone. This yes, this I can say is this thing. I want to go through all of them, and then I want this afternoon. So if you have any questions, please do not hesitate to ask about this. So this afternoon, I thought I just want to tell everybody so that you yourself will know what are the essential service. And then Donna, you can also help me. You can help me with this in the IBAN, and then Tong Haji, I think also in Bahasa. So I think you all have the essential service. So after I go through them in English, then I can say, Andy, you can go through them in Chinese also, if you can help out with this. Now, the first one I can say is this. Okay, it is public service. Now, public services, I think it is all the government department. So I want to explain to everybody in Sibu today. Yesterday, we wanted to close UTC, but then SDDMC chairman told me, hey, you better not. Because what is the reason? Because there is a government department, and then government department are not allowed to close. So we have a lot of problems last time, as you know. UTC was closed for about 3 weeks. So many people have problems. They cannot do their IC. They cannot. The JPM is closed. Passport. Even a driver license and whatnot. So this time we are keeping it open. But I'm saying that this thing is operation as usual. UTC in Sibu. This is number one. Now the bank and finance and exchanges means money changer and whatnot. All these things is the second item. Now, of course, the banks and whatnot, all these things, they have to operate, they can operate because they are under Bank Negara regulations. What I want to tell all of you is this. They can, all these company they must open with 50% staff. As you know, right now, this is addressing the private sector. This time round, we are trying to keep this people movement to a minimal level. I will explain that more importantly. Insurance people have messaged me to ask me to appeal so that general insurance can open because their reasoning is simple. They say car insurance they cannot uh, you know they cannot renew those sorry for the poor line now. Sorry for the poor line. Anyway, the insurance people are saying that the car, in particularly the car, they need the car insurance to renew their whatever the car driver license are. They need for the road tax and whatnot. So I will be bringing up this matter because this afternoon we have an urgent meeting at the SDDMC at 2:30 this afternoon. I will bring up this matter for the insurance. But I must say is this. I know a lot of company want to open. Some even say it's not fair. I will deal with that all that later. Now, number three item, I think is electricity and energy and water supply. Now, and I just want to say this is just for SESCO, Sibu Water Board, and Telecom. It is called public utilities. Some electrician and plumber call me, isn't this about us? Me, I'm a plumber, so that means, you know, this is underwater services. I can tell you it is not. I can tell you that all the construction project have to stop. There is no reason unless you are part of SESCO or water board or telecom. The rest have to stop. Okay? This is what I want to tell everybody. Right? Now, port operations is the next one. It means RPA can open airport and cargo. As you know, this is the essential things that I am sure you all are buying a lot of things online. So I just want to say is this thing, okay? Uh, all these can open, right? Now, I just want to say I will come to this question. This person asked whether aircon services or not. I'll come to that later. Now, mailing and the next one is called post office. Actually, it's called mails. Now, this is where in courier service, I want to say to everybody, courier service is allowed to open. So there are a lot of courier service. And then also I can say it's like this, Pao Tui Panda Food all these things can also open because they are providing an essential service to our community. I can say that. Okay. Now, of course, the next one is the petrol station, and then petrol station and distribution of cooking gas. Okay, this is very important. I think most of people are since you cannot sit into coffee shops, so you are, you know, probably most of you are cooking at home lah. Okay, just like Councillor Iskandar is also cooking at home. So that's why this I welcome Councillor Iskandar. Thank you very much. Now, the next one is quite obvious. This is the medical service means doctor, clinic. I say the less obvious thing. Doctor, clinic, private hospital like KBJ and Rejang can open, including hospitals, and then private, and then pharmacies. These pharmacy also include the Chinese pharmacy. This is it. includes the Chinese pharmacy. They all can open. All right. And then number 8 is solid waste and sewage treatment. This is inevitable. I don't need to explain any further. Now, number 9 is telecommunication services. Now, I can tell you is this. If you are selling handphone, you cannot open. There is no, if you are selling handphone, you cannot open. If you are servicing handphone, you can open. Okay? If you are selling phone cards, you can open, but you cannot sell phone. That is why selling new phone is not allowed. Okay? So that is why. Okay, public transportation. Let's talk about the obvious one, bus. Okay, let's talk about this. Public transportation, express boat going to inter-district bus, like long distance bus, they can open, but they can only operate on 50% capacity. Now, there are other things that can open. They can operate. Taxi, Grab, they can. Okay? They can operate. Taxi and Grab can operate. All of them can operate. Okay, so this one, because the school is not open, actually school bus can open also, can operate as well. But they must, all of these operate under with 50% capacity. So that means I can say it's like this. What is the rationale? The rationale is this thing. The taxi, the standard now for Sibu district is 3% in a car. So right now, that means you only can one taxi, one person. That is my logic. Otherwise, how? Okay, this is how I tell you. Now, supply and catering services. This is the very big one. This is the food industry. The food industry. So I just want to say is this thing. There are no dine-in. Dine-in is not allowed. So all the coffee shop, restaurant, all these things, as long as you're selling food, cooked food, you can open. Okay? Supermarket can open because they're selling food. But supermarket, I am telling you, Fali, Sing Guang, let's say, where else? Those Everwin, I am telling you, or even Doraemon, I am telling you this. You're upstairs, if you're selling clothing, close it. Don't open it. That is not essential item. I am telling you, if they are, please tell me. I am going to ask the police to go there. This is the one thing. You are not allowed to open. You just sell food, that is fine. But don't abuse this sort of thing. Don't keep it open. Very important. Okay? Particularly, there's another one. This is, I think they changed the name. I forgot the name. Gafu. Upstairs is selling clothing. They are not allowed to open the food section, the thing. If you continue to keep it open, you may be asked by the police, okay, to close the whole operation. I think you shouldn't be doing this. Okay? So I keep asking, I ask all those who are under essential service. The government is giving you this is because I think that this is very important so that at least the society can go on for the convenience of everybody. Otherwise, there'll be a big rush, and that is even worse. Okay, now this is transportation. Okay, logistic, lorry, all this, when you're this sort of thing. But of course, construction lorry, don't tell me that you want to operate also, because the whole construction industry is closed. So for those people who are trawling this container and whatnot, you are allowed to operate. Okay, you are allowed to operate. This is very important. There's because transportation is this logistic service is very big, right? But I can say is this thing, those lorry, they are doing construction. You cannot tell people, oh, I'm delivering this thing to my client in the construction site. The construction are all closed. Now, I want to address the construction issue to everybody. Government project, RTP project have been asked to stop. Okay? Pambonia is under review. So I have somebody this morning say I have to deliver concrete cement to where? To Batu 18. Okay, this is, you cannot. This is supposed to be closed. So this, okay, now bookstore, suppliers and stationery store are allowed to open because the rationale by the SDDMC is that the school, the children are all doing online study right now. So they need the stationery. And that is why we are just giving to the parents the convenience so that these stationery stores can, okay, can open. Of course, immediately I got people asking me, oh, you know, very important part of this stationery, this school thing is photocopying services. I just tell people, sorry, right now try not to photocopy. Photocopy cannot open. Okay? Now, I just want to say this. Hotels, Airbnb, and pay accommodations can open. All right? This sort of thing. So, agriculture, the next one is agricultural, fishery, and animal husbandry. This is, of course, if you are in the farm, you feed chicken or duck or whatever, this one you can stay open. Agriculture like oil palm, okay, sayo, this sort of thing. Why is this open? Because otherwise, what are we going to eat? We have nothing to eat. If we stop all these things, you know, like if you are in an egg farm and whatnot, all these things. So, for all those people in the urban area, your business you can only open from 6 a.m. to 8 p.m. at night. Try to keep within this. Try not to this one. I just want to say I have gone through all this essential service. There is a request. I just tell you, I hear you. Why the airport is open, then the travel agent cannot open? I think the logic is very simple. Most of the travel agency now work online. You know, your customer and whatnot, all these things. I quite understand. So this one, there is our government do allow you to work from home. You see? So if you contact your clients, I'm sure they use the phone. I have also a travel agency. We are also closed. You see? So I just want to tell people, you are not the only one suffering. If you think it's not fair, it's also not fair to me. I also have one travel agency, which is also closed. Okay. There is also this morning a veterinarian doctor who called me a veterinarian. Anyway, he told me veterinarian should be allowed to open as it is allowed under animal husbandry. Veterinarian is allowed to open. There are people who are selling fish, you know, this aquarium, you know, those pet fish. They asked me whether they can open or not. I told them, sorry, you cannot open. This is the situation we are facing right now. Now, people of Sibu, I want to say this. I know it's not fair for those of you who cannot open. But let us look at the alternative. If our COVID situation in Sibu, which has been going on, now is almost 3.5 months. Okay. If it continue and it continue to go up to 200 a day, and we do not observe our SOP and all these positive continue to increase, what kind of business are we going to have in Sibu? So right now, what SDDMC is doing, taking this step, nobody wants it. Not me, not the SDDMC, not all the YBs in Sibu. That includes the opposition YB also. Nobody wants this thing. I just want to say this. Nobody. Who wants it? Who doesn't want to sit in coffee shop every morning? I also want it. But if we do not reduce this, we do not flatten these positive cases, two things are going to happen, which is already very bad. First thing, our business in town, nobody dare to come anyway. This is number one. Number two, you know what happens? Our hospital. Think about our hospital. Will be so overcrowded. The other day on the social media, there were photos taken about all these children sleeping on the floor waiting. Now a lot of people are saying, "Oh, this is very bad." You know, this one, wow. I can tell you, it will get even worse if we have even more positive. Because you know why they are sleeping on the floor? They are all sitting there waiting for an empty bed. Not just those children. It just happened to be that photo only. There are many old people. There are many young people. There are many families. They are waiting inside the hospital for an empty bed. And this is the situation. It will make it even worse if we continue not to bother. So I am appealing to everyone. Work together these 5 days. Okay? Today is the first day. Reduce our movement in town. Reduce it to see whether this thing can be reduced or not. Sibu people are always so strong. We always say we are the best. But what is happening here? Why Sibu cannot do it this time? When the government, when the SDDMC try to put in this sort of restriction to try to reduce the movement, everybody in their mind is still thinking, what? How can I get it open? That means you are not thinking, COVID first. You are thinking what? Saya mau buka. Saya mau buka. So buka, I can do business. You must remember one thing. If this thing continue, you have no business to do. I, as a chairman of SMC, I don't like to say this, but you can see from many countries what will happen. So just now, this guy asked, can aircon service go? All the services you are providing service, not selling new aircon, you can go. Service can. Okay, but the big problem I want to tell you for aircon, this guy, whoever is asking, I just want to tell you, you may say you want to service aircon, but will the house owner let you go into the house or not? This is the problem. You can service the car, you bring it to the workshop, okay. But aircon, you have to go to the house. This is one of the reasons. Aircon service, yes, but you have to go to the house. Refrigerator service, yes, you can service. But the problem is it safe for you to go or not? So, as the service people, you want to go to the house, I can say it's like this. Right now, the sewage, you know, we, the SMC, are doing what? We are doing this. We are going around, going to there to pump the people's, what do you call it, septic tank. Do you know there are many rejection for our contractors to go there because people don't want you to come to the house. There are many people who don't want. So for this person who asked about aircon service, okay, service you can, but the thing is that can you do any business or not? So don't just think about your business right now, because you may not have any business to do about this. Okay, now I want to address the SMC decision, because a lot of people say, why do you ask us to close, but your SMC, you open the Pasar Malam, you open the Central Market. Let me explain to you. This time we are opening the Pasar Malam. It's because they are entitled to open. They are selling food. So tonight the Pasar Malam is open. Okay? Okay. The Pasar Malam is open. I am doing this also partly because there are many of the Muslim traders who are looking at the kampong. All can operate. Why they cannot operate in Pasar Malam? So we have to handle all the society issue, not just what you think. So we allowed these food sellers to go. But tonight, they open with one difference. All the hawker must wear face shield and they must wear gloves. I will be going tonight to the Pasar Malam to make sure they close on time. Second, the central market. This time, the central market, all the other market is open in Sibu. What is the rationale we want to open the central market early? It's because it's like this. You see, all the other markets are small. If we continue to keep the wet market, the central market closed, it means all the other markets are very crowded. The government's SDDMC idea is that don't go to crowded places. So, Sibu Central Market is still the biggest. We just get more people to go there so that the other market will not be so crowded, so that this spreading of COVID will not be so obvious. Okay? Now, Central Market this time open. Not every store can open. We only open those that are selling food. Okay? Food means veggie lah, fish lah, meat lah, all these things. Kueh lah, this sort of thing lah. For the convenience of the public. A lot of people are not happy because there was one guy, he is operating hardware store. He said, you asked me to close. But you open the market. It's like an insult to him. But I just want to tell you, hardware store cannot open, very simple. Because all the construction stop. So why are you opening? We are trying to stop the construction from going. Everything. Construction includes government, private, renovation. Don't do it. Don't do it. And the last thing about SMC is the parks. The park. We are not closing the park this time. Okay? Because all the Sibu park don't have gates, don't have fence. It's an open park. So it will take too many manpower to stop people from going to the park. This is one thing. Second reason, I have spoken to the police. The police say they will just continue to warn those people, because I know at the park, at the waterfront here, at Lau King Hau, this area, people go to walk as early as 3 a.m. Now, 3 a.m., who is going to go there to tell you to stop? But I can say the police is that they warned you one time. Yesterday, the deputy chief of police told me They warn you one time, if you don't stop. They warn you second time, you don't stop. The third time, they're going to summon you. So that is why I said to on the newspaper to say it's like this. Okay? Very simple. You go there at your own risk. What are the risks? One is kena saman. Two is you risk your health, because you may be exposed to COVID. Now, there are other people who already call me, asking me whether they can ride their bicycle or not. I am sure you are doing it at your own risk, because SDMC say no outdoor activity. But I can say if you ride around your private area, who is going to stop you? Right? But don't just go in a group. Don't form a group. This is not the idea. If you go and do it alone, how many policemen will need to stop all this? So I will ask everybody in Sibu, we are time to think. Think for your own health. Don't rely everything on the government. We are doing everything to ask you to protect yourself. This is the most important thing. You see, the vaccine is not coming fast enough. I hope the vaccine is here already. But yesterday, I checked the world vaccine. Malaysia is only 0.8%. We are number 3 in Southeast Asia, which is not very good news. And I call upon the government to procure the vaccine as soon as possible. SMC, 500 overstaff. I don't think we have 100 that are vaccinated. But the staff are working every single day. The councillors are also working. And then without vaccine. The only one vaccinated is me. So I would like to call upon the government. Those councillors they are out there every day. Those staff like enforcement must be vaccinated as soon as possible. And then there are people who are frustrated, say we are potong jalan. There is no potong jalan. A lot of people in SMC are doing it to keep you all safe. To keep it, to say that our staff are working very hard to help us so that at least the town is run smoothly. And that is why I am calling on the government to get this vaccine as soon as possible. The last thing, parking fee. Because the office, there are a lot of offices, they are open in the Pusat Bandar. Because of essential service, they are allowed to open. That is why parking fee will still continue. You still have to pay your parking fee. Not like last time. Okay? We do not stop any parking fee. Hearing aid 可以开吗？因为国语都不一样。Hearing aid center. Blind society is not allowed to open, Miss Jessie. Okay? Not allowed to open. So I think you can write a letter. Pet shop, I think not allowed to open. Not yet. So I want to say is this thing. There are still many people that want to open. If you are not on the essential service, don't apply. Because the police is not giving out any permit if you are not on the essential service. I just want to say this. Try to slow it down. Slow down. We all need to work together. Sibu need to work together. Slow it down. Slow it down for 5 days. See what is the result. If it drops, then your future is brighter. If it continue like this 3.5 months, extend to 6 months, I can tell you, many business will be in trouble. Many business will be in trouble. So right now, I would like to ask Dong Haji, do you have, I think you want to address the Malay community on some of these matters? Cannot hear you. Unmute. Okay, go on. Yes, go on. Yes.
Chairman, someone is asking about the pet shop, whether allowed to open.
Yeah, I know. Because the pet shop is very big, I don't like to say it. Because I tell you, veterinarian can open. Pet shop is not under the list of essential service, so cannot open. Okay? But I can say this, I like this, I want to ask the reporter, Mr. He, do you have, 你有什么要问的吗？
没有，主席，刚刚的问题你都解答了。
解答了啦，所以你也知道了哈。我也是跟大家讲了，其实有很多人，我也非常感激了，你们有找我，就是问我一些的问题，就是你们不清楚的。这一次跟上一次不一样，很多人有来问，因为你们不清楚的应该多问，所以我就是跟事务的市民讲，如果你有什么你不清楚的，你尽管问。我也在 Facebook， 你也可以在 Facebook 上也可以问我。所以这一次就是这样的，我们在事务一定要核心，因为这个疫情我们这情况是越来越糟。我就是要求所有事务人，我们要一起核心把这个疫情把它降低，不然的话，我跟你讲，我们的将来在事务生意一方面生活一方面会有很大的影响，你知道吗？那个影响是很不好的影响，所以我们一定要核心。在家里，我是说你可以跟你的家里人讲，对这些我们私人的个人的 SOP 遵守，严格的遵守。出去这个口罩天天换一个新的口罩，如果没有地方洗手，就要消毒液什么一定放在口袋，我们都是这样。我的消毒液现在是放在我车里所以如果你们没有这样的话，我跟你这样讲，我们的事务的疫情不会好转的，要经过政府只能就是提出所有的条规，但是如果我们老百姓就是不能不遵守这些，我跟你这样讲，我们的疫情我肯定讲，3个月之后还是事务这样，反反复复的。为什么呢？就是因为我们个人对我们个人的 SOP OK 做的有很大的问题，就是这样。So I would like to say is that I would like to call upon Donna or Augustine, you can address the IBAN community because I am sure there are a lot of IBAN community on this matter to talk about why this time that we need to establish this CMCO with special restrictions on Sibu.
Okay, thank you, Chairman.
Yes.
Okay, both of us, Councillor Agustin, will speak in Iban language.
Yeah, yes.
Okay, selamat tengari ngagay bala kay bangsa Iban kabisay nada kitay kalumay tao Jadi kami dito dibagi lecturemen kami kabato dalam 3 bahasa. Sehingga tadi ngena dako Iban, dako Melayu, lalu dako Cina. Jadi, Chairman, can you hear me? Echoing here.
I can hear you very well. Donna.
Oh, okay. I just hear myself echoing.
Oh, you hear yourself. I think that is your connection problem.
Oh, okay, alright.
Ah.
Nanti
Mine
kita dah dengar
also I can
tadi
hear the
lansak aku dah.
echo. Maybe all have to mute our this one. Our phone.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Go.
Okay. Jadi tadi Chairman kami udah ngelansak tadi nama teko disebut ya CMCO khusus pemenua kita Sibu kita nak kenyang kawang menua kita ke rumah ke Selangau lalu kita megang-megang ke menua ke Kenawian. Okey dalam ringkum menua kita Sibu tadi ne. Jadi nyata tadi antek niti kebenaran tadi start dari 7 zon kita di zon 1 sampai ke zon 7 di Sibu. Start dari 16 di Selangor ya sampai ke 26. Yang banyak tadi dari komite yang sudah SDDMC Sibu. Nya tadi sudah yang remai ke CMCO kita di menua Sibu tu. Nyaban kita sudah ada kes kita di menua Sibu tu. Kai majak minit ni makin nambah tiap hari. Nya kebuahan tadi nyo saya baru start hari saya tu kita CMCO tu khusus tu lebih ke nama tu Miko Cermin tadi special CMCO tu tadi. Lalu yang rangkum ngagai menua Selangau juga ngagai ke Kenawian Kian. Utai ke di tambahnya tadi lebih semua atur arahan tadi bakal kita kemaya PKP subak ya. Orang ke semina essential tak perkhidmatan perlunya aja tahu buka berjalan ke dagang sidak yang tadi. Nak ya tadi bagi Councillor Agustin
Okay. Bisa ke deh?
Anu gua, no, gua bunyi koi kemudian aku takut, kemudian kering. Jadi pian tadi, katanya udah dilansak oleh cermin kami tadi ngonyenek, kita yang kena jakuk ni ko temas dia tau, kita ko ribai, dan ko harap kita masa iban, mana magian dah sekolah nemu magian kena jakuk ribai tadi. Nanti kita berdau faham, kita sebut yang tadi yang langka, start hari nama kita patut buka maya kita SMCO khusus untuk tadi menurut kita Sibu untuk tadi ya nyakuyan tadi nanti nadai kita tahu medak ngagai Facebook ya Chairman SMC dia bisa mana yang ke nama kita patut dibuka maya kita SMCO untuk sampai hari itu start sampai 26 bulan 4 ya kuyan tadi jadi aku ngau adik ko Councillor Agustin tu lagi kita nyebut mengamimit asal SOP kita lah untuk melansak bala kita bangsa kita iban tu ne laban ke mayu aman benar sudah kena bala kita ke di rumah panjai urang menua kita Sibu tu dia tahu nyo merampit ngagai pungan negeri ban negeri ditok pun nanti kita nanya siapa ke mayu kenanya pun mayu ke bangsa kita iban ni ya ne lebih kurang pihak labannya tadi laban kita di rumah panjai tu sikit bulai sikit dah hadat menjauh hidup kita iban si te berdua beruai segi bertungak mau pengadiri. Jadi dia tahu kami dekat madah ke kita nanti oleh tadi kita bangsa iban. Anak gua duduk bertungak mau pengadiri ni laban penyakit kita COVID-19 tu. Empai ambias. Agi bedau mat ngayuhan mau kita Sibu tu. Nasi site rumah panjai kena lockdown. Laban tahun tu masih rumah panjai kena, sikau orang rumah panjai kena, semua kena. Sino kumeniang kasiah kita rumah panjai nah. Dia agak bukan sekali. Biasanya setiap rumah panjai sampai 2 kali kena. Kena sikuknya, kena lockdown ke baru. Kita nemu ngasai siapa kita bisa kena ni, nemu kita. Ni buah penyebut ni. Pemerintah kita kurang, teukai kita perintah kat ngurung sengapa. Laban perintah ngurung nyaga pengikun kita ambil kita nak pansut. Ambil kita nak rampit orang bukan. Jadi kita tahu enyo ngerkai lagi ngagai menua kita pasar. Nama kebuah pihak mayuh gak untuk kita medak tadi. Kami ke ngatur merik cadangan ngagai sudah SDDMC Sibu tu. Madah ke zon ni kita tutup ni tadi. Mayuh kena anu. Nama gak kita tutup bahagian tu. Laban mayuh bahagian dia tutup tadi. Mayuh kesnya dah. Nama kebuah mayuh kes. Mayuh bala kita dia berhumah. Niwa. Mayuh gulai nganek begini. Sekut. Bilik sewanya. Pema petuai kita, anak kita kena perampit ngagai orang sepiak-sepiak. Yang tadi mayuh kes ni tadi. nya kebudayaan tadi maya atau mayuah dah jangkit balat mak berkai menua kai balat bandu orang tu kerja nya kebudayaan tadi CMCO khusus tu dicadang lalu dipenyadi ambil kengurang kita itu pegawai kena essential service ni tadi yang tadi ambil kurang ke ngambil kurang nak lama 5 hari nanti mana dalam 5 hari tu elak tinitiah ke start 16 sesubat untuk semua tu tadi start hari saya tu ambil ulang orang tu kena rahasia nanti kita tahu dibuat dia di rumah ngomitiak masa tu semina orang ke berdagang ke essential service dijual te barang pemakai tadi te perlu itu perintah tadi kerja mitiak atur perintah 50% tidak gawa kalau kita itu mengenal diri dulu ambil kemudian kami gaya bakal bisa kurang kena COVID-19 menurut Sibu kasih ke kita kasih ke dari info dan jadi nyambung aku Councillor Augustine.
Selamat tengah hari ngagai semua balak bisa ninga begulai ngau kami ba Facebook secara langsung tu ko leban defiban ada jaku live ko jaku putih nyalai aku ngarap ke bala kita mega menyikut daripada chairman SMC dalam jaku putih ngau disambung menjadi ku Councillor Dona tadi ianya aku kak nego tentang bagi kita iban ianya ke lebih lagi kemaya tu leban berkah hari Sareto inya 21 bulan 4 sampai 26 hari bulan 4 tu dia bahagian kita di Sibu tu di Sibu ya masuk sida Selangau ngau Kenawin kita bisi PKPB ianya dikuat kuasa ke lebih lagi hari kudah nyalai ti semua bala kita bisi mindah lebih lagi bala kari rumah panjai hari noksisi kak pasal fikir aku kemaya tu anak guai kita mindah laban penyakit tu COVID tu aman enda daripada ti maya dulu subah aman mesti kita bisma takut laban bisi daripada nyalai takut kita tang tu anak nak takut laban tu lebih lagi hari ke bakati tadu ba peminis kemaya subah tu nak daripada kita tenggap ya nyalai kita anang ngelati ke diri empu aja laban kita ngira orang mayuah bamnua kita di Sibau tu bang di Selangau Kenawit laban tu undang state zone di Pigai Sibu nyalai amat pedis kita kak mindah bisi ti kita medak mansa ba jalai jembatan rejang datang kembali jembatan Durian dia benon decik nak bakal ngelamat tu kita mansa nama tu decik tanya aja nyalai sekali tu tidak akan tanya nama kebuang lobby permit tulis laban nanti nitiah ke maya sidak SDDNC di Sibu tu ke Baum kemari dia polis nadai meri permit ngambil nagang orang jalai dalam masa 5 hari tu mah ngarap ke bala kita sama dia terkun di rumah anak mindah tajapan munyi Councillor Dona tadi madah ke ba rumah panjai bagi kita ke rumah panjai tadi sama bisa sikok kena ambil rumah panjainya kena tang utai lebih lagi pak saya kita nanti bisa sikok kena nyu kena semua panjainya dan angkut lo semuanya di kurung orang banyak pedis ge ya 14 hari ke 5 hari bekat asuh tu kita boleh ngetat ke 5 hari tu aku ngarap ke kita kurung tu ya mah jako ada kurung tu kita yang mindah mah nyetak diri dulu nyalai di situ lagi jako tangkan aku laban nanti kita ngenang mai sekolah nyalai ba zon kita di Sibu tu Sibu Selangau Kenangit tu nadain ge sekolah nadai sekolah sita tak medak tu dah anak sekolah engka ati kenyo nak tan dia di rumah kurung dia kita lu mai anak kita ngalu ke berjalan ke pasar nya nak betulnya laban nya buah dan so kita dia di rumah anak berjalan anak mainnya laban gaya tak mengenan tubuh kita siko-siko nak semaka kasih dah kebiaknya lagi dan kita ketua itu apa dia lagi ketua aku tu tadi balaki tu ini balaya kita ke rumah panjai kita nak nemu kawan udah berjalan tadi aman kita pulai munyi ke jago andai utang penyakit tu laban munyi kita tadi tak yang nak pada tiada padanya main kita ngadu kita punya lalu bala ke lebih lagi bala kita ke di pasar tu ban kakak saya tadi nyalai bunyi ko cermin tadi madah semua dua lalu no kita jogi yang semuanya ada tutup tak memensia kita tak memensia pukul 3 pagi pukul 4 pagi kan malah polis nada medak kita minat takut ke polis medak nak ketangkap bersama tang pengerai dari pun nak takut kita nyalai bunyi ko jakut cermin tadi yakit covid tu tadi kita nak nemu yang kai kena bak taman dia bak dua ti Belanda kita nak nemu tang kita ngarap ke diri anang mai tu 5 hari tu metu dulu mai bala kita ke kak Nadi dia bak dua rumah ni dia mai ti nelatak kena nurun nyalai nyak mai jaku ke datangkan kami lalu ke penuri tu nyak tentang sentra market kita di Sibu. Pasal besar, market besar kita di Sibu. Market besar kita di Sibu itu ini udah ditutup. Ngeramat tu. Lalu kad buka 26 bulan tu dia bisik kena bala kita nama tu, mereka kena sakit, kena rapid COVID tu. Nyalai nyak terus lalu maya ya buka 26 bulan 27 bulan. Nyak minat tahu jual pemakai, barang pakai dah. Buktinya tadi para pemakai jual ikan, jual sayur semuanya. Ya, kena naga yang mengamian mah. Kepenudin lah, angka bala kita itu juga tati nyunanya mai dia di rumah, nyukuah pedak dari sebilik, nyuka pansuat, kang ngiru. Nyalai, kai minat kita tu tangkan foto ngopudi hari lah, nya. Kemain kes di Sibu itu. Dalam 3 hari kudah tu. Hari itu kira 30 kes. 26 kes yang tadi COVID hari kedai orang kemakai mengiru. Nyalai aku mai kita nagang dari empu meh di pasar ana duduk ngiru kaban kita mai tu mengambil ngurang ke COVID. Laban ti kita majak tadi COVID tu majak bersambung majak tanya majak nambah tadi. PKP tu sambung baru ke PDSG ke kita. Nyalai harap kita beri kerjasama nitih ke SOP nyalai ti kita pasal semak membeli lawak semua kita mesti ingat guna penutup mua mai hand sanitizer nama tu kena spray jari kita nyak meh kena jaga nyalai lebuh kita pulai lagi kena tai rumah kita lu mandi dan gue gawak ngau balanek atau bala ucuk semua nyalai kira nangkanya dulu dah cool lagi bisa kurang lagi buat baru hand over to you Mr. Chairman, that's all from me. And maybe the Malay community can have their share to speak out now. Thank you.
Chairman, we cannot hear you. You mute.
Okay. Before we go to the Malay community speaking, I would just want to say that after the deputy chairman has spoken, I will answer a lot of the questions that the people have asked about whether this one can open, that one can open or not. I will inform everybody about this matter. Okay, deputy chairman, over to you. Sorry. Yes. Yeah. Chairman cannot hear you.
Can't hear you, DY. Deputy Chairman, we can't hear you.
Then see about you do it on the paper.
So Najee, can you unmute?
Okay. I think I just want to say is this. I just can you hear me now? Can you hear me? Yes. I just say there's a question whether spare parts store can open or not. The answer is no. Okay. It's not. You're not allowed to open spare parts store. This morning I came to office. There are 2 spare parts stores that are still open. So I tell them, please close. Otherwise, the police will come after you. Now, computer repair and service. The answer is yes. You can open because you are servicing and repair. So you're allowed to. And you see the rationale is that there are so many students are on Zoom right now, online. So I'm sure some computer will be spoiled. So if we don't repair it, the children may not go to school, may not take classes. Now, optometry means glasses shop. You cannot open. You cannot open. I'm sorry to say you cannot open. Then the other one is car spraying workshop. You know you cannot open. So that one. Now audit firm, I'm going to come to it later because I know the audit, the accountant is appealing to the SDTMC. Now the reason is very simple. I want to explain to everybody. Income tax is due 30th of April. So if accountant cannot open, they have a big problem. Because this time round, what is the difference is because Lembaga Hasil Dalam Negeri in KL last year allowed people to submit late. This year in KL, they don't have this. So that is why in Sarawak, this one, we may have to look at it. That's why accountants are appealing that they are allowed to open. Then somebody say, can they work alone in the office? I think don't ask. Don't ask this question. I cannot answer you. You are taking your own risk. What can I say? Right? Insurance company, I already explained. All food industry, all food can open. I can tell you, food is selling of food, cooking of food, okay? Manufacturing of food, distribution of food means if you are a wholesaler, okay, you got a warehouse, you can open. If you don't open, the supermarket will not have nothing to sell, right? And then the last one is the growing of food, means agriculture. These 5 in Sibu, we can open. Motorcycle service, yes, you can open because this is service. Selling of motorcycle, don't open now. Don't sell motorcycle. So if I go around now, the last question is MKN, MITI. Last time you got an approval. I know that. I also have the list. This time, this essential service is only for Sibu. I know there is a MKN essential service list that is dated January this year. We are not using that list because the reason why is we want to slow down the activity. The MITI list is a very big list. Okay? It will be the same criticism as last time when we have MCO and then everybody looks like there is no MCO. So we are not following the MITI list of essential. Plantation office, you want to stay open, you have 50% because you're under agriculture. I'm sure you have the sawmill, of course, cannot open. Alicia cannot open. Alicia, sawmill. Photocopy shop, I already said you're not allowed to open. But I want to tell you the news is like this. We are over 5 days. Okay. If the situation is bad, we will probably be added another 14 days. Now, SDDMC yesterday did say that over this period of time, when the situation get better, we will slowly open up again. All this appeal like photocopy lah, like spare part shop lah, this sort of thing. We will open slowly again. Okay? So if you take a rest for a few days. We want to reduce the number of people crowding together. All right? So can I call upon our Deputy Chairman to address the Malay community to inform them about our CMCO with special restriction?
Baik, can you listen to me? Boleh dengar?
Ya, boleh.
Okey, kami ni daripada SMC memanjangkan keputusan bersabit dengan keputusan oleh Jawatankuasa Pengurusan Bencana Bahagian Sibu berhubung kait dengan senarai perkhidmatan perlu ataupun bahasa putihnya essential service yang dibenarkan beroperasi semasa Perintah Kawalan Pergerakan Bersyarat iaitu PKPB, khususnya di daerah Sibu, daerah Kenawit, daerah Selangau bagi tempoh 22 hari bulan April hari itu sampai 26 April 2021. Waktu operasi ialah pukul 6 pagi sampai 8 malam. Ya, dapat dengar? Okey, ini masyarakat kita di Sibu, Kenawit, Selangau, dapat dengar lah. Kena orang tu perlu diambil perhatian, tindakan, memandangkan kes COVID di Sibu tu itu mendadak tinggi sekali. Jadi kita memutuskan COVID. Jadi senarai saya bacakan senarai lah. Satu, perkhidmatan awam. Itu siapa dia tutup. Sebab kita perlu macam perlukan pasport, surat pelajaran. Sebab dia kita pun UTC dibuka seperti biasalah. Nombor dua, perkhidmatan perbankan, bank, kewangan termasuk pinjaman duit lah, berlesen, pertukaran wang, itu dibuka. Ada masalahnya. Nombor tiga, perkhidmatan utility, maknanya termasuk penyelenggaraan iaitu water board, electricity dan juga telekom. Ia buka. Nombor empat, perkhidmatan pelabuhan iaitu penerbangan dan pengedaran kargo lah. Sebab dia dipanggil logistik untuk mengantarkan barang-barang keperluan. Seterusnya, perkhidmatan pos, termasuk courier service lah, hantar surat sebagainya, yang barang-barang dipesan yang masih beroperasi, dibenarkan. Seterusnya, stesen pam minyak, pusat penyimpanan dan membekal minyak gas, dibuka dan masih diteruskan perkhidmatannya kepada orang kita lah. Kerana tu barang tu perlu untuk keperluan keluarga lah. Ketujuhnya, perkhidmatan perubatan dan farmasi. Ia buka. Sebab mungkin ada yang seperti termasuk tabib Cina dan kedai-kedai haba lah yang perlu untuk orang kita menghadapi penyakit lah. Nombor 8, perkhidmatan pembentungan. Ia perlulah. 9, perkhidmatan telekom, telekomunikasi, termasuk kedai-kedai membaiki telefon dan menjual kad tambah nilai. Jangan keliru, menambah kad nilai, tidak boleh menjual telefon. Salah. Siapa ditemui menjual telefon sebagainya, kena compound lah. Tapi membeli kad tambah nilai boleh. Seterusnya, senarai perkhidmatan pengangkutan awam, darat dan udara lah. Kapasiti 50%. Maknanya dalam teksi kalau 3, itu ada seorang boleh menumpang teksi. Si boleh lebih pada Ya, perkhidmatan pembekalan atau penjualan makanan, minuman. Ya boleh. Sebab ya perlu macam menjual ikan, daging, sayur-sayuran yang perlu untuk makanan kita harian. Ya. Seterusnya perkhidmatan penyelenggaraan kenderaan kapal perahu. Ya boleh. Tetapi kita si benar menjual macam motosikal, kenderaan, dapatlah. Hanya untuk merepair yang rosak, itu boleh. Dan seterusnya perkhidmatan penyelenggaraan kenderaan kapal dan perahu. Samalah. Itu tadi. Seterusnya pembekalan dan penjualan buku alat tulis, stationery. Perlu. Tapi bukannya untuk macam photostat, ya alat tulis dan sebagainya. Sebab kita perlu tahu bahawa kira itu sekolah banyak tutup. Jadi ibu bapa ataupun anak murid perlu barang-barang itu kena dibenarkanlah buka tu alat penjualan buku dan alat tulis stationery. Dan seterusnya perkhidmatan perhotelan dan penginapan. Yang tu dibenarkan. Seterusnya aktiviti pertanian, perikanan dan peternakan. Ya perlulah. Sebab kalau tidak disegerakan, kita tahulah yang diternak kita tu akan mati dan mengakibatkan pembekalan susah didapat dia. Jadi ada lagi tambahan seperti perkhidmatan kecemasan, perkhidmatan utility, perkhidmatan perbentungan dan perkhidmatan penerbangan tidak tertaluk kepada waktu pukul 6 ke 8 malam. Sebabnya ada jadual sidai lah. Jadi satu lagi nak tambah, aktiviti ekonomi yang tidak senarai adalah tidak dibenarkan. Sebenarnya yang saya sebut tadi, senarai, aktiviti, perkhidmatan kudu yang sebut termasuk dalam senarai yang saya katakan tadi, isi dibenarkanlah. Jadi perlu kita ambil perhatian. Dan juga saya nak tambah lagi lah, seperti mana yang saya ingin menekankan ataupun kajian kita ataupun jawatan kuasa pengurusan bencana bahagian Sibu selalu menekankan kita mesti perlu mematuhi arahan-arahan SOP kita. Walaupun cantik macam mana pun kandungan SOP kita, kalau kita mengikut secara individu, secara disiplin diri, SOP kita tak akan berjalan. Sebab itulah kita akan melihat mungkin kita pun kena juga di jangkitan COVID-19 ni. Kalau kita mengikut arahan ataupun mematuhi kandungan SOP. Ya, itu kami daripada SMC, Majlis Perburuan Sibu, Masjid Darul Sibu memanjangkan perkara tu dengan masyarakat Sibu. Khasnya dan masyarakat yang lain yang dapat mendengar lah. Amat penting. Kita jaga semua. Kita mesti mempunyai disiplin diri sendiri. Itu yang penting. Baik itulah kami berharap daripada SMC, masyarakat Sibu khasnya dan masyarakat yang dapat mendengar hebahan kami ni, tolonglah patuhilah SOP, jaga diri, jaga keluarga kita, jaga anak kita, jaga nenek kita, orang tua-tua tu, dan kita menjaga masyarakat komuniti seluruhnya. Jadi itulah pesanan kami, yang kami dapat memanjangkan keputusan daripada Jawatan Kuasa Pengurusan Bencana Bahagian Sibu. Itulah saya berharap kalau ada masalah, apa-apa soalan, silakan kemukakan kepada kami ataupun dia berkait dengan SMC. Kita cuba menerangkan sebaik-baik mungkin kepada masyarakat yang ingin hendak mendapat penjelasan. Sekian, Chairman. That is all for me.
Thank you. I think we are already past the hour. I have a meeting. I want to inform the public. I have a meeting urgent meeting called by SDDMC at 2:30. Tuan Haji, well, I thought it would be on Zoom, but now he said it's in person. I have to go to the resident office in a few minutes. Now, this afternoon, after the meeting, I am sure there are some changes because I am sure the SDDMC, there will be some changes. I can say that it's this. Because of this time, I will be doing another Facebook Live tomorrow, right? And then to inform everybody of the changes and the reason why. Now, the public, I want to tell you is this. The government is coming out, SDMC is coming out with a lot of news. I am asking you, please, keep up to date. Don't say this is confused, that is confused. Don't call your friend. Read. You all have smartphone. You have newspaper. Please take the time to read. Don't listen and then you start. I have many people who call me and say, I am confused. And then I find out what is the reason. It's because they listen to this friend and then they listen to that friend and all of them must talk differently. Why don't you take the time, read yourself, and you will not be confused? So you know exactly what to do. And I hope that through this, your understanding why we have this CMCO with special restriction. I want to say one more time, we want to bring down the COVID in Sibu. 3.5 months is unacceptable. So that is why we had to take this drastic step. And I hope that everyone in Sibu will work together, okay, to get rid of this pandemic together. We, SDMC, cannot do it alone. Without your cooperation, without you wanting to reduce this, without you, observing the SOP, this pandemic could be here for another 6 months. So with this, I will see you tomorrow to update you on what is our meeting. Okay? And then I will continue to update you throughout. Okay? Thank you very much. Thank you.